I did it!
He's unemployed, and he's watched every damn thing Netflix has to offer. Welcome to the Church of Spencetology Podcast. Here's your house.
No, Alexa, it's here's your host.
Here's your host, Spence.
They said it couldn't be done. Episode 48 of the Church of Spencetology Podcast. I am your host, Spence. As you heard Alexa mention just a moment ago, we are sparing no expense. Alexa is our voice person. Thank you, girl.
No worries, Spence. I love you, boo.
If you don't know who I am, I'm the former co-host on 98.5 KLUC's morning show and formerly in radio. And you know how you can tell that? Because I've got a podcast. So we'll give you one of these in just a second.
Unemployment watch! Unemployment watch! Unemployment watch!
And then we'll discuss Valentine's Day and how it is total bullshit. You know it. I know it. It's bullshit. All right? We'll discuss it along with the providing not one, not two, but 3 Valentine's Day related songs of the week. We're also going to discuss something called the CPB Index. Early 2000s, some buddies and I came up with the CPB Index. It's the Cost Per Boink Index. You could call it the CPF Index if you wanted to. However, we're trying to keep this, PG-13. The costs involved in getting some. I will elaborate coming up in just a second. But first, Granny pays her way.
Where are we going today?
Here's a bit of gas money.
I don't need any gas money.
Shut up.
Oh.
Shut up.
I don't want your money.
I don't give a shit what you don't want.
Whoa.
That is a little bit of gas money for hauling me around.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Can we have a bite of breakfast after I get through?
We can get something, bring it back to my house, and we can hang out.
I love that.
I don't want your gas money, though.
Yes,
I don't want it.
I don't give a shit what you don't want.
Well, I'm rich.
Well, I am too.
Okay.
Now you just shut up.
Okay.
You just shut up.
All right. I love you.
I love you too, you little shit.
And she is going to pay her gas money. You can, in the video, you can see her. She's putting it in the cup holder, and she will not be denied. And in the background, what is it? Blake Shelton's God's Country or something. And she's cursing up a storm. It makes you miss your grandma. See, you have 2 grandmas, but typically you're closer to one grandma. My mom's mom, Wilma Genevieve Crowley. Yes, back in the day, they named their children Wilma with a middle name Genevieve. Lived to be 93, and honestly, just in my memory, the sweetest woman ever, as grandmothers should be, right? But she would never curse. She didn't drink, and she certainly would have never said any of that. No. Fiddlesticks. She might say that if she was upset, and she referred to farts as bombers. And, and my grandma would just giggle. It would happen when she got up out of her lazy boy chair, and then she'd drop bombers, and she would let everybody know and then laugh. And then if she was mad, she'd say, fiddlesticks. Let's get one of these.
Unemployment watch! Unemployment watch! Unemployment watch!
If you caught last week's Song of the Week, you already know how it's going. How low can one go? After 20 years on the top, I've reached rock bottom for sure. 'Cause now I drive an Uber. Now I ain't talking no mess. And I don't mean no disrespect, no. Like you, I'm just trying to meet ends. Till someone says, hey, aren't you Spence? Mother. Don't do that, by the way. But see the full video on my website, spencetology.com. Also on YouTube at Spencetology, Spencetology. It was last week's Song of the Week called Driving Uber. As far as an unemployment update, I have worked my entire life since I was 16. I've never been unemployed until now. So 41 days officially as of this recording. I'm fine. Just keep listening to the podcast, subscribe, like, share, do all the things you're supposed to do on the social media things. I don't know why, but it seems like I'm doing something. So you're kind of helping my soul a little bit, if you're interested in helping my soul. Coming up in just a second, we're going to talk about Valentine's Day and how it's bullshit. We're also going to give you some Valentine's Day related songs of the week, cover the CPB Index, the Cost Per Boink Index. We're happy to announce a new sponsor of the Church of Spencetology podcast today, brought to you by Joaquin Phoenix Dairy. We artificially inseminate the cows so you don't have to.
You're listening to the Church of Spencetology Podcast.
You just shut up.
There's a reason why Joaquin Phoenix Dairy has America's best dairy products.
We go into the natural world and we plunder it for its resources.
Those resources are cows. That's where milk comes from. At Joaquin Phoenix Dairy, our methods are tried and true.
Artificially inseminate a cow, and when she gives birth, we steal her baby, and then we take her milk that's intended for a calf, and we put it in our coffee and our cereal.
Because it's so delicious.
I don't know what I'd be without it.
You'd have osteoporosis, probably, Joaquin.
We share the same love.
The love of farm-fresh milk, butter, and cheese. Why Joaquin Phoenix Dairy? Because he's an A-list Oscar-winning Hollywood celebrity and knows better than you. That's why. Joaquin Phoenix Dairy, made with pretentiousness. Joaquin Phoenix Dairy. We artificially inseminate the cows so you don't have to. I don't know if you saw that, but that was crazy. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix had a mission upon winning the Oscar as the best actor. He had a mission to get out his point of view, everything else be damned. He didn't thank the studio, cast and crew. He didn't tell his mom that he loves her. He didn't tell his wife that he loved her and thanked her. They've been married for like just a few months, right? Rooney Mara? She was in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And so he went on his mission about sentient beings and animal rights and cows and how we steal their babies. And it was awful. It was just awful. By the way, I'm not disagreeing with anything that he said. I just felt worse about myself and the world I live in and the bowl of cereal that I was eating at the time. But when he was announced, when his name was announced and he got up, his wife looks over at him like, "You've done it, baby. This is the pinnacle of success." She's got this big smile and she's beautiful. It's the Oscars. And I thought he would, lean over and give her a kiss or a hug. Nothing. Joaquin stood straight up, went straight to the stage. Boom, done. I'm like, wow, he had better step up his game for Valentine's Day. They've been married for 3 months. Honeymoon's over. You ain't getting shit, Joaquin. You better step it up for Valentine's Day. But we will say this, and I said it already 3 times today. Valentine's Day is bullshit. Beyond the fact that we know that it is a Hallmark holiday, it was created, understand, there were ceremonies and holidays to celebrate love far back in human history. I'm not saying that, but the Hallmark folks, they've capitalized on it with a whole series of just tacky things for you to get the person that you love on that specific day. And there's nothing wrong with love. There's nothing wrong with expressing love. I find Valentine's Day to be the trailer park of the holidays, right? Because it's so tacky. It's just amazingly tacky. It's also sexist. And I'll get to that point in just a minute. But let's cover the tacky part. The red, the gold, the aisles at Walmart covered with just crappy stuff that you're going to buy to show your love for that person that is now the very next year going to end up on a table in your driveway to be sold at a garage sale, or worse, thrown into a black bag and delivered to Goodwill. So somebody that has less money than you will grab it for the one they love to deliver on Valentine's Day. It's just plain tacky. Everything from the Hallmark cards that are overwrought with sentimentality for people who can't figure out the right thing to say, so they write the little poem and stuff for you to express exactly what you want to say because you can't say it. But to make sure that you personalize it, you go through and you underline certain words. I really mean double underline that one. I like that one. And by the way, why on a Valentine's Day card do you always sign it love and then your name? They know it's with love. The whole damn card is love. You don't need to, you're just repeating it. You don't have to write with love, I love you forever, whatever. It's in the card. That's why you spent all that time underlining all this stuff. It's bullshit, man. And it's tacky. I've come up with a list of the 5 tackiest gifts that you can give one for Valentine's Day. And I've run this by many women, okay? So if the idea for you is to give someone that you love a teddy bear, just stop. Stop it right now. No woman over the age of 11 wants a stuffed teddy bear holding a heart. Nobody wants that. So put it down. Put it down, Mr. Romance. Number 4, chocolates. Now, I like chocolate. And I'm sure your girlfriend or bride or boyfriend likes chocolates as well. But stop. I will say this, though. If you're going to get the cheapy ones, that you're going to find at the drugstore, right there at the end cap on the way out towards the register, and it's some off-brand like Bobby's Chocolates, maybe don't get those. Don't get the off-brands. Don't get the white box that just says chocolates. Get the C's, get the FLMs, get the high-quality chocolates. I still think, though, it's tacky, and you know your girl better than I do, or do you? I don't know what that means. Avoid the chocolates. Number 3, the giant Valentine's Day card. Again, this goes back to, what are you buying for somebody that's 11? If the card is bigger than you, put it down. I see these in Walmart all the time, and they're 3 feet tall or 4 feet tall. Like, no, size doesn't matter. That's what they keep telling us. And it certainly doesn't matter when it comes to giant Valentine's Day cards. Number 2, the gold flaked rose. And we can lump in everything that you find on the counter of the Circle K on Valentine's Day is something maybe you should not purchase for your love. A gold flaked rose from the Circle K counter, as we'll illustrate here in a moment in one of the songs of the week for Valentine's Day, is bad. And then finally, the number 1 tackiest thing for Valentine's Day, don't do it. Put them back. Carnations. Okay? Don't buy anyone you love carnations. Carnations are the Walmart of flowers. Okay? Now I understand, maybe you love her like a rose, but you're on a carnation budget. Then don't get her flowers, man. Carnations, they're best served for they're for senior proms. Okay? They're for homecoming and proms. Maybe funerals, because the guy's already dead, so he can't criticize the fact that you bought him a thing made of carnations. And even if they're red, it just means, yeah, you love them, but you don't love them that much because you didn't get them roses. So no carnations. Got it? And we're going to take a break from the Valentine's Day bitching with one of 3 songs of the week. This one is entitled... I'm not going to tell you. It's Valentine's Day. I'm so thankful I found her. Bought a rose gold flaked off the Circle K counter. It's Valentine's Day. Heart-shaped balloons from a street corner. And some chocolates to taste, all in hopes I'll get to bone her. Church of Spencetology Podcast, Valentine's Day Song of the Week. And that's the truth about Valentine's Day. It is an exchange of goods and services. Valentine's Day is sexist. That is not to say that not everyone can enjoy and celebrate Valentine's Day. But the fact of the matter is, if you're a guy, you have to do different things for Valentine's Day, or like the song says, you're not going to get to bone her. Just class. Just oozing class. No, but really, I don't get a Valentine's Day gift. And it's not because my wife is bad or not romantic. It's just not something we do because we're grown-ups. Valentine's Day gifts are for kids and when you're in your 20s. When you're an adult and married, no. Unless you're a guy, then you have to. It has to be dinner. It has to be a necklace. It has to be something besides carnations, as we've already discussed. And women don't have to do that. That doesn't mean that women don't. The girl I used to work with, Kayla, she goes all out. She'll buy her boyfriend buddy tennis shoes or something nice for Valentine's Day. And that's awesome. But I don't believe that is what is normal play for most couples, because Valentine's Day is simply sexist. You have to do all of these things if you want to get laid. That's pretty much it. Look, I know a lot of married people. They get married, 3 times a year? Valentine's Day, birthday, anniversary. 3 times. And if they don't step it up on Valentine's Day, it's down to 2 times. That's once every 180 some odd days. That ain't enough, man. That ain't enough, man. So let's throw out another Valentine's Day song for Song of the Week, and I can't tell you the name of this one either. For Valentine's Day, she gave him her love and some chocolates from that store that sells Slurpees. He gave her a night to remember and the gonorrhea. Okay, so shut up. I know it's stupid. Go ahead, Grandma.
You just shut up.
Thank you. So I told somebody the lyrics at the bar the other night, and they obviously, once I said the word Slurpees, I already know how it's going to end. Oh, do you? Oh, do you? So I think we're done bitching about Valentine's Day. I have one more Valentine's Day song of the week. It's called Little Nate. I'll give you that before we get out of here and wrap up episode 48 of the Church of Spencetology Podcast. Oh, the CPB Index. So we created this in the early 2000s. It's called the Cost Per Boink Index. And basically, it's the idea of how much money it costs you to get laid. I'm gonna write this stuff down on paper as I go because I'm not good at math in my head. So, for instance, if you go out with a girl and you go out on one date, but you don't have sex, second date, no sex, third date. On the third date, you have sex. And all told, in gas money and dinners and gifts, I guess, if you're going to do that, or maybe a Uber Eats, I don't know. But the cost of the whole thing, let's say it was $400. And then the third date, you finally get it. The CPB on that situation is now at $400. Pretty good, right? No, it's awful. $400. You could have gotten a prostitute for that. You see, if it's about the boink, then you could have got a prostitute for probably less than that. If you went down on West Trop near the Budget Suites, a lot less than that. Or so I've been told. Now, what you want to do, and this is important to note as well, if, for instance, you went on 3 dates, you spent $400, and then let's say 2 days later, she comes over, you do Uber Eats, and you're in for maybe $30. It's $430 total for 2 boinks. Divide that by 2. Your cost per boink now has gone down to $215. That's manageable. Okay, you're getting there. So the idea is you want to find, for the CPB index to work in your favor, you want to find booty calls, because there may be some early investment and then the relationship falls off, but they come over every once in a while at 2:45 in the morning and you get some, and then they leave and you just give them a bottle of water. Well, then your CPB on that particular thing is 10 cents. That's pretty good, man. That's amazing. And if you're fresh out of bottled water and they just leave, $0. So if you date the girl several times and you're in for like $1,000 overall and you've had sex 20 times, your CPB's down to $50. But now you're at 10 cents a pop. That's pretty impressive. The thing you don't want to do, and anybody listening right now that's engaged or thinking about popping the question, don't do it. The cost per boink index number goes crazy when you get married. Because you buy everything. You buy lots of stuff. Cars and houses and furniture and all. My cost per boink right now, let me check the math, is $47,500. $47,500 per. It's not worth it, man. It's just not worth it. On that note, happy Valentine's Day, and one more Valentine's Day song of the week. This is called Little Nate. When you gave birth to our first son, Little Nate, I watched how you struggled with the baby weight. Last Valentine's Day I did something sweet, a gift to help her shed 25 pounds easy. When she saw her gift I thought she'd be psyched, 'cause I bought her a Peloton bike. And that was the last time I saw little Nate.
You're listening to the Church of Spencetology Podcast, and thank you for being our 7th listener to date.
They didn't think we could do it. Already to 7. That's more than you need both hands. Let's see. Yeah, you got it. Church of Spencetology Podcast. My name is Spence. Alexa, give us all the particulars.
Follow Spence on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Spencetology, at SPENCETOLOGY, and check out Spencetology.com.
Yeah, do that. And if you want to send me an email, it's spencetology@hotmail.com. Yes, I still have a Hotmail address. And I know I should go with my original email address from back in the day, which was SinCityAngel69. But I you know, I'm a grown man. Spencetology@hotmail. Thank you for listening to the Church of Spencetology Podcast. Have a great day.
You just shut up.
All right. I love you.
I love you too, you little shit.